Is it working? It's working. We're back.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our 7 hours. We've been playing D&D for 7 hours.
It does not feel like that long.
I know.
For him, he has to do all of the talking.
I'm doing a lot of talking. Which I'm fine with. I like the sound of my voice in my own head. I don't like the sound of my voice on camera, which is weird that I'm doing this on stream. We find ourselves, you guys travelled up into the Ironstorm Mountains, located the Moon Lily. Some kobolds absconded with it before you could. You chased them back to their warren, where the ones who had it were just able to misty step away and escape down a few little corridors in their warren. You guys made your way to the heart of the warren, which was a modified old dragon's den. Lilith, you snuck up and you saw a man in very tattered clothes and rotting skin discussing with the kobolds as they were bringing him weapons from this defunct dragon's hoard. He seemed to be quite kind to the kobolds, and he had a cauldron that looked like a mirror image of the one that was back in town. So instead of being black, it was silver, and the the hieroglyphics around the outside were directly reversed. You went back, informed your compatriots of what you found, and you had a long rest. You all leveled up. We find ourselves back in there in that dim, dark kobold warren.
The kobolds, the
Turquoise ones.
with us still.
Yep. They're just hanging out here. So what are we doing?
That is a fabulous question.
We're just like having a nap, or
Yeah. No. Not now. Bad nap.
Yes.
but what about second nap? Gotta double up.
I haven't heard that one.
You see one of them's just like immediately just so asleep.
I just look at it like that's impressive.
Oh, David just discovered he has mod mode.
Love it. Alright. So before you run off again, what are we going to...
Well, you know where they are, don't you?
Yes. I do know where they are.
Well,
But
then-
they're still looking for a weapon of some sort.
Well, do we know? that
You would get the sense that they probably need a radiant weapon
Okay.
of some kind.
So I kind of just look at him and say, your weapon is not good here.
My weapon is my weapon, and I use it to bop the people.
Yes.
It would be great if I bop the people to get the flower.
If you lose the weapon, we fuck it.
What? That's,
We don't. All right.
that doesn't make any sense. If I
Or it
lose-
does, but not the sense that we want it to make.
Your weapon is radiant?
Do I have the capability of wall hits and radiant damage? It kind of glows. If I don't know if you can see the glow, but yeah, it's got a
Has
bit
this
of
like a
glow.
dim purple glow about it.
I mean, that looks cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah. No, I've got. Okay, so don't lose the morning star.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But we still need to get the flower.
Realistically, we do need to have those children cross over. And I'd be willing to sacrifice my mace if that was something I could do.
No, we don't want to sacrifice your mates.
I could just give them the morning star and they would just give us the flower.
I feel
I feel like you make friends the wrong way.
I feel like they need both for their ritual to succeed.
Okay.
So,
So they won't trade.
no,
Okay.
probably not.
But like if I offered that as an offer to you, would you trade a flower for a good morning star?
I try and lift it and it just drops to the ground.
So not great for
Probably
you.
can't hold it either.
Okay, so
See three of like the turquoise kobolds come over and they like pick it up, but they like kind of just manage to get like the handle off the ground. It's like, yeah, the mace head's like still on the ground.
There's 5 of us just sitting here looking at this weapon going,
it's a great trade for you guys, I guess. Okay.
We can try and sneak up, you guys. No offense.
I'm not sneaky. I am very much not sneaky.
I mean, I can just stay behind, and you can stay, and we can just run in when everything goes to shit.
Which it will.
Yes. And I reckon I'm probably a bit better with a javelin now. So not great. But I'm happy to give it a
I saw the way you were sleeping. You just
I'm
limbered
crying.
up. Just saw you
I had a
limping.
dream about how to throw it. So I've got to give it a go. So,
You
on
got,
that
you
game,
got this in a fucking bag.
Yes. I dreamed it so I can do it.
I was right there training with you.
Yeah.
Mine got better overnight
Yeah.
too.
I was like, yeah, I can do this. Where are they?
Nice, right.
So what are we doing?
I'm happy to. Could we, like, this is gonna be silly, but, like, have you heard of the Avengers? They never really sneak up to shit, they just kind of walk in.
And a wallet crap.
What if, instead of sneaking, we just waltz in like we're supposed to be there, with some kobold friends behind us, and they kind of, like, help us look like we belong, because you said there is a man there already, and so we're just like,
With
hey, bud!
Crafty's
And, hey, bud!
like
and-
it's all like dripping off his face.
Oh, well, I don't have that, so maybe I'll be a better friend to him. Because clearly someone did that to him, and that's not great.
If that's what you want to do,
It's not a strategy, it's just an idea.
What do you want to do?
Hey, I think that we don't listen to what I want to do because
You run off on your own.
I don't run off.
Remember that time you walked off and got walloped? Funny.
That was slightly mean coming from you. I'm proud.
But, like, I'm glad you didn't die.
Yeah, that's
So,
Yep.
we're not walking up. How about...
I think. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
okay.
yeah. Do you want to walk right on up in there? There was a lot of kobolds in there.
If there's a lot, that's fine.
How many is a lot?
Yeah.
Do we want to try and take them on, or do we just want to try and get the flower and get the
Well, we just
fluff
want
out
the
of it?
flower.
Okay, so
If we walked in and pretended that we were meant to be there,
yeah.
would they be more like, what the hell are these guys doing here? Which will give us that element
I
of,
feel like I just want to start walking.
So we're just gonna walk? Is that what you're saying?
because I don't want to fight. What else are you going to do?
So, like, how about we just say who sent us? Like, because you know they're gonna ask who sent you. So you're gonna be like, oh, did Frank send us? Did Father? I mean, you're noble. Who's noble? Like, who's your liege lord? We'll just say that person.
Well,
sent us.
they're not going to let me in with my
So
town's guard armor.
I think I've given you one warning.
He's gonna
You just
start
start walking
off.
off.
He's absolutely gonna start walking off.
So I guess we'll just-
I'm gonna look for traps as I walk this time.
Give me a perception check. I'd say you guys know that there aren't any traps in between like where you are now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like perception?
Yeah.
8.
8?
Yeah.
Fuck man, it could be anywhere.
You start walking off.
You like spend a lot of time
I'm
like
really
picking up
better
rocks to make sure there's like
Being in
rocks
the
with other people.
shadows rather than just walking into the middle.
what
I'm walking away just very slowly looking
You
at
should
everything.
walk in with the kobold. You should be hiding in a bit more stealthily. I'm going to hang all the way back, even behind you guys, being
Okay.
that I'm in town's guard, whatever,
Yeah.
because I don't know how they're going to take me.
Okay.
You should just go strolling on in with
Right.
your kobold friends.
Can you just give me a name of the person who sent us? Because are we saying Elias Storm Blessed
Do it.
sent us?
Seabreaker?
Seabreaker, Elias Seabreaker. Did he send me?
Crancy
Yes.
oven.
I just feel
Yeah,
like
that's-
those people aren't going to be friends here.
On this note, I turned to the other people and I asked,
Kobolds.
yeah, I asked them who had sent them here.
If they know.
If
I mean, that's fast-minded thing to do.
You say they're like, well, we got our orders from up higher, but I know that we're on like a divine mission. Like, I don't want to use the word crusade, but it's kind of a crusade.
How far away am I now?
Out of interest, would you say like
Yeah, like
you're on a
30
mission from God? Are you Blues Brother in this? You guys, we're on a mission from God.
Well, not so much that it's like
Please go in there.
like
and
the
go, "What are we
terrestrial form of, you know, a deity worth anyone's worship is a dragon, and we would see one of the great worms returned to us.
It's important.
Why don't you just tell them that
Are you
the captain
translating
said-
that to us, or are they speaking broken common?
Done?
Are they
I
speaking
could be
common?
translating if
I'll say translating that you guys said.
yeah, translating.
But just for saying, I'm not going to make
Tell
it.
them the captain sent you.
There you go.
I steadily catch up to old mate over
Done?
here.
How
This
big was
place
this room?
is fucking huge.
Okay.
Cool.
And the guy with the flower, with the cauldron, was near the back, wasn't he?
Yeah, kind of nearest the back.
I've caught up to old mate, and I assume the kobolds, and I kind of go to the kobolds, and I just start
I'm walking. I was gonna say, I'm walking-
dramatically.
See, you turn around, they're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stealth behind
Cool,
them.
give me a stealth check.
Fuck. 17, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah,
25,
fuck, hey,
26,
yeah,
yeah.
cool. You're successfully stealthing, well done. You're walking.
I see him walk past. No,
Oh, you just
I'm
joined
still no,
Are
I'm
you
still
still checking the draft?
still checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, I'd say you're probably about like 30 feet behind. You're in position. You managed to get there
Yeah,
plenty quick,
sneaking.
and
I'm
you're.
just wandering behind.
Are you just with him? He's like 30 feet behind him.
Yeah, I'm probably around.
Cool.
Cool.
You walk in
Because you were like, I was with you.
Stroll in.
Like,
and
Right.
immediately see.
Just hard strut, and I
You hear-
wait.
You hear a bunch of them yelling, like, you guys stop. A bunch of them scatter, and you hear them yell out something about, like, the turquoise kobolds are here, and you see
Yeah.
a bunch of them, like, kind of scramble behind, like, some mounds and stuff, and they're, like, looking down, like, getting in position, like, ready to fight.
Okay.
Insight
Mm-hmm.
was 26. How do I feel? Does it look like this play is working?
They haven't started to attack you.
Sweet,
but
I'm gonna
you
give up.
Alright.
Captain sent me. Captain sent me. I'm here on behalf of the captain, and I brought what you guys need.
As he's
Uh,
walking in and
give
talking.
me a deception check with disadvantage.
As he's walking, I'm like entering the main cave. What do I see?
You see there's like some like piles of like treasure, which is like a bit rusted out and stuff, but there's like
That sucks.
like kobolds have like started positioning themselves around the room. I'd say there's probably about like 25 kobolds.
I'm gonna.
Do I
hang
see the
here at the
necromancer?
door.
You can see him, he's like a while away.
Do I see the flower, or is it kind of?
Pardon?
Do I
You
see the
terrible.
flower, or is it?
It's
That's a disadvantage.
there,
Would've been
but
amazing.
he's like
Not natural
got
20.
it.
Okay.
Like you can tell he's got it like on his person.
Without the disadvantage, non-natural 20. With the
That would be
disadvantage,
right.
Four.
a 4. But I'm just owning it. It's a 4 that I'm like, hey,
You see these 20 kobolds don't attack you, they attack the kobolds that you're with first.
good.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
Are we
hang
all
out the
gonna just
doorway.
roll initiative? Because like they're aware,
Guys, we're gonna asses kicked. This is
but
terrible.
no, these guys are all aware. It's not a surprise round.
It's not a surprise round, but they like, dude, they see you coming, and then you're like,
But wouldn't these guys be
You guys
ready?
stop.
I would be
as
at the
well?
doorway. Yeah.
they're in
You're
the doorway.
moving in the doorway, hiding in the doorway.
I was gonna say you're hiding in the
Yeah.
doorway. We're just sort of casual,
We're in the doorway.
hanging in the doorway, watching this one, seeing if he
I want
can
a
get away with
wisdom
the
saving throw from you.
Have to say, Captain. Great.
That's balls.
Cool.
10.
You guys see as all of these kobolds attack the turquoise kobolds, you hear them saying, "We can't let them interfere with the ritual,"
Yeah.
and you hear the sorcerer like next to the person say, "They're the people who stopped us from getting the sun sword. They tried to take the flower from us on the lake."
Yeah.
Those 3 kobold are fucking dead. Like, I'm not even, they're fucking dead. So dead.
Holy shit.
You come under the effects of the hold person spell.
Yep.
You see fucking Sunny like walk and then just go and then just like slam to the ground as the necromancer's just like holding a hand out.
While he's busy with him.
Holy-
As he's like listening to the kobold.
Yeah. So I whisper over these guys because I'm obviously hiding in the doorway. They're right there.
How far away?
Telling
How
them-
big's this?
He said it was huge.
Pretty big, it'd be like about a 300.
Okay, so they're right at the end of the cavern.
They're like toward it. I'd say they'd probably be about like
How far in is he?
maybe like 200 feet away from the entrance, which is like where you are.
Okay, and he's 30 feet in front of us.
He was, and then he kept walking.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
that's
keeping
me.
30 feet behind him.
Oh, okay, in that case, you're like
I'm still
a
bit away.
while away. You'd be maybe about like half-ish way in.
Okay, so I'd probably be 150 away from him.
Am I,
Give or
what,
take.
am I 150 feet in? Cool.
You're about like 100 feet in.
Sick, no, that's fine. That's
I'm
gonna end
out
well.
the doorway.
So you're about 100 feet away from the necromancer. You'd be about 130,
This
150.
is so bad.
Yep, I'm held.
And how many
Can I
kobolds
move?
are around?
More
They
than
said
20.
20.
Should we
Like
roll
at least 20 that you
initiative?
can see. You guys can roll initiative if you like. Yep.
Sick.
This is so bad. We need
No.
to leave.
Total of
Leave?
12.
Why? What on earth would you leave?
I just rolled 2 nat 20s.
Well, I got a non-nat 20. Damn it, we should have let Lapicilli ban the nat 20 do nat 20.
Well, it wouldn't have been.
No.
Oh boy.
This is so
This is
bad.
gonna end well, but
This
I'm alright.
is so bad. We're fine. We're good.
It's fine, don't worry.
Just rolled another nat 20 for initiative.
Fuck off!
I'm wasting these on initiative. I would have much rather waste them on attacks.
You're gonna get like 2s now.
Yep, your turn. What'd you get?
22. No, sorry, no. 19.
19?
18.
What'd you get?
18.
18?
13.
13? Huge.
I'm
I
not
walked in and was frozen.
laughing.
Cool. You walk in. You see all the kobolds like
Can I still? Oh, no,
look
because
over
it's-
and they're looking at like the necromancer for like instructions what to do. They all hold their action.
Mhm.
The necromancer is like holding the hold person spell on you. He's like, so you are the ones who interfered with my getting the sun sword. And you are the ones who interrupted getting the moon lily.
Can I respond?
I'll take you.
Cool. Sonny is the name. Brother Sonny. Sonny is the name. I'm just here to help, and I'm just coming around.
You are doing anything but help. You are fucking everything.
You should have asked. You know, just if you ask for help, help will come.
I did ask for help. That's why they're here. And he gestures around to the green kobolds.
And then I'll interject him.
Yeah.
So you've been who I've been dreaming about then?
Is I don't know you that well. In what way?
You smell of necromancy.
My unlife has been a nightmare. And if you all hadn't fucked things up already, I would already be dead and this waking nightmare would be over.
Well, I mean, do you want to pass over?
I want nothing more than to pass over. I've been trapped here in this form for hundreds of years. Trapped in this fucking cavern. And then when I finally have the opportunity to break myself from being the anchor here, young burgeoning adventurers think it would be a good idea to come along and meddle in affairs they have no idea in.
Just trying to help children cross over. Are you?
You have no idea the things you have brought onto those kids who died today.
Today? Who died today?
The other day. Sorry, when you've been undead for a couple hundred years, all the days kind of blend into.
He does up on a tangent. Sidetracked totally.
So, have you come here to help, or do I need to dispose of you so I can get on with dying?
So what you're saying is you're a cauldron which out of interest, kind of looks a little broken. Makes it look like you're gonna come back to life.
This will guarantee that I stay dead.
That's
Can
And
I
that
make,
omen stays dead.
now that I can see the cauldron, can I
Make one with advantage. With your artificer.
I
toolkit.
don't know.
make Artifice as well?
the twist.
And the omens.
1926.
You remember your master talking
Gotcha.
to you about imbuing like rituals in things?
That was the human that you.
Whatever work is done on the outside of the cauldron to like lattice in rooms and stuff has to be done backwards because the way that they face is in there. And then you think back to the Black Cauldron back in town where everything running
Normal.
left to right is normal.
Means
The
it's working.
inverse of that would be backwards. What you are looking at is a silver cauldron that appears from the outside to have the order of life and death running in reverse. This would allow whatever spell to run the correct way for something to die to stay dead.
Seeing the two opposed, would I have a better understanding of what the true spell is?
Yeah. Everyone, give me a history check or investigation check, arcana check, whatever you like.
Uh,
You can keep your one if you want. Yeah, 26.
oh,
whatever you want.
26.
7.
7. You're very paralyzed on the ground, and you came here expecting a fight, and he's kind of just scolded you like a child. You were like, oh, he's gonna like, be doing something evil, and he seems pissed off that he can't die.
15.
15.
22 investigation.
15. You're also like very worried because you're like, oh fuck, there's like a lot of kobolds, and then you're like, why aren't they attacking us? Fuck. What'd you get
22
on
investigation.
investigation? It looks like he is like prepping a ritual that looks similar to what you have heard the ritual of lights to be.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to go off on a tangent and starts to tell you a story
Mm-hmm.
that sounds very similar, just a little shifted from the first ritual of lights. I was foolish enough to give my heart to someone who had none. And they trapped me here. They used me as their anchor to the material plane. And I have lived a half-life with my soul trapped in an eternal bridge between here and the afterlife. You know your little ritual of lights that you have people come around from all over the kingdom to participate in? Do you know what actually happens to their souls? You flopped over.
Just
Yeah, like a fish.
the crossover. That's how the lanterns.
They become another stepping stone so Omen can find her way back to the material plane.
Do you mean like?
And it's redone every year because the ritual needs to be done every year.
The descent.
Normally, a lich would just have a phylactery and get here. She needs to find her way back through the darkness,
What you're saying is
so she uses people's souls to light the way back.
is your name Nox?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make if they're lying? Whatever.
Yeah.
Inside.
Inside?
That's the one. Yeah. 24.
You get a strong sense of exhaustion from this person. Like they have lingered here well beyond their years. And they just want to pass over.
And did I get an inkling of what the spell truly is, or?
Yeah. So it's what he said it was. It's like the ritual of lights is a
But it's-
way of building a bridge
Okay.
between here and the afterlife.
Yeah.
Except it's not a way to like light the way for people to get to the afterlife. It's a way to light the way back. And it uses people's souls and essentially traps them in like a bridge. And then doing it every year refreshes and strengthens.
What's the
The spell.
name of that omen that you fell in love with, if you don't mind me asking?
I really forgot I had a really good one. For this, usually like, I've heard rumors that she keeps changing her name. What is it? This millennia.
What, I don't.
You know her name's Crazy.
You know, I'm like, I don't know it. Like, are you talking about Clancy?
Yeah. No one picked up on that. Rearrange the fucking letters. It spells necromancy.
That's Todd.
That's fucking tight.
We just appreciate all of us. It's like,
Never mind, we're just-
"Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah, that one's been sitting there for a while.
No, actually, yeah, that deserves to be. That was not.
That's a fucking tight note.
Nice.
That's sitting right under everyone's nose, and that just slipped past the wicket keeper, did it?
For everyone not
Oh, I
Australian.
spelled it right. I actually spelled
It's quite silly of us saying.
Your
So,
fucking last name's Omen. Come on.
yeah.
But omen as in bad omen.
Such a bad omen.
Stevie waited for all that so long.
Wifey's on your
Yeah.
side.
Thanks, man.
Oh. So, what you're saying is.
You're so glad I didn't just attack and kill them because it would have been.
You could have tried. It fucking wouldn't have gone very well for you guys.
Very cool.
So, what are the chances that I don't have to lie on the floor while we save the children?
Are you willing to be helpful?
If I
Not get in the fucking way.
Where's your sign? Quick!
and I walk up behind.
But he still has.
Yeah, I'll walk up behind him and I will.
Cast light on him.
As I reach out and grab his mace, I'm going to cast light on his.
Cast light on your arm. And he's like, let's go. And he's like, I wasn't able to get the sun sword, but I need something that.
And I pick up the mace.
No, that's not yours. Get your hands off it. Drop your little fucking hands off
Old
it.
person is.
That's not for you. I will put it for Christmas. I will. Do not touch that. That's not yours. I swear to Starlight and everything that is holy, I will stab you through the soul.
You're no longer on a whole person. He let you go.
Oh, just stand up. Stand up. Fucking give it back. Just gonna punch my
What are you dragging her behind you?
I was like,
No, I've got a strength of 11, so.
Running with it behind you.
You just put it down. It's not food.
Just wait. Just wait. And I turn back to
No.
No.
not.
Hold on to his hood. Go on, fucking walk away.
I'm not walking anywhere. I turn just to.
Mm.
So if we free you, does that kill?
That will break her connection to the material plane and allow her to be killed.
So we would have to kill her still.
Would she be pretty upset if this happens and then she might kill the town?
There is literally no one that I know in the town. I couldn't give a shit.
Would I know if she would be aware of the spell being cast in reverse?
She may be able to like clue into it later. This is actually would be a pretty good time to do this. A, because it's the only time it can be done, but also it's like the
Yes,
ritual needs to be refreshed every year. So this would be the point when the ritual,
Which,
like,
like,
the
is
spell is
fine.
kind of at its weakest.
Yeah.
Before it gets refreshed for the following year.
Alright.
So she might just think it's like particularly waning this year. It might give you some time.
I guess I'm still stealth, but I sort of walk up into the room at this point.
Holy man, Jesus Christ, Lilith.
Sorry. I'll
You
I'll
see his
try-
kobold like goes, a little bit of pee comes out.
Would I have confidence
I'll
in
try and
being
make
able to
noise
perform the
next
ritual?
You get the sense that he would know how to perform the ritual. He's like, I've been looking through these. I think this one will work. And he like pulls out a dagger. That's like very like resplendent and doesn't look like it's been touched by like age at all. But he's like, this might work. The sun sword would have worked. If not, what's another year?
I look down at the mace again.
Mm.
look back up at him.
Yes, that's my mace. You're looking at it. That's a thing. What are you looking at my mace for?
While they're arguing with each other, I'm just gonna be like, can we help in any way?
I
Actually be helpful.
Can do any of you have a blade imbued with radiant
I
energy?
misty step right next to him with his.
With his mace.
I may have offered it. I don't know. You just stole it.
Cool. You Misty
Steal
said
your
Echo, and
wristband,
you see Nox is like, fuck! What are you doing? He like looks at you and he like gets like this kind of like green energy in his hand. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And I like the mace, but upside down, kind of looked at and plop it standing there.
That's
Is
my.
that? He looks at you because he knows it's your mace. He's like, is that radiant?
The god Selyun did bless that base there.
Selyun, honestly, a fucking great time.
Agree with that consensus.
Yeah.
Selyun blessed that mace as a
Total
gift.
vacuum cleaner, if you know.
Having any knowledge of what you're currently speaking of.
You hear in the back of your head, that's right, just be chill. Everyone's really chill about this.
No kind of knowledge of what you're speaking. But yes, that mace has the gift of radiance given to me by my god for continuously serving the twilight and ensuring that everything I see is something I alone know about.
So could you do me a favor?
Yes.
While I'm doing this, I need you to come here. And he like this calls you over. Just come here.
In the meantime, what am I doing?
Well, I
I'm
really
milling
had
around.
to come up at this point. Did you walk up with, like, have you walked into the room or are you still
Well,
hanging
I'm
off by the
standing
door?
at the door, but while obviously no one's dead,
Oh, yeah.
so as I've like gauged what was going on, I'm like, you know what?
Talk quieter. Oh my god.
I can wander through
Yeah.
and sort of.
Okay.
I've got a vibe. That
Do I
was
hear
dying.
any of
Yeah.
that?
Done? He like whispered. I'll say he has like the message.
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
okay.
He kind of said that to you. He's like, "We're cool with that, yes."
I can no longer. I cannot. I have not seen any.
It would. I'll say this. It would be really fucking helpful.
Brother Sonny is known for his helpfulness, and this would be an opportunity to support that cause.
Too easy. You see, he like pulls together a couple of different resources. He's like, "This is for after, just to open it later." It's like a spell scroll. Cool.
I just ask out of curiosity, does this ritual consume the weapon? Or can he...
No, you'll still have it. I won't be here, but yeah,
Cool.
you help yourself to just a doodad.
Cool.
Just take a keepsake
Will do.
and some gold.
Will the kobolds help us take down?
Oh no, they were just trying to stop the other clan from taking over this den, and I was like, hey, like I can give you a hand in doing that because I was trapped here anyway. And Crancy Yeoman still can't believe that. Right under your nose, guys. Come on, ballpark. Fucking.
I don't-
Even
I
I
don't
it sounds
Okay,
evil.
Oh no, we did.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it was
Trouble in
before
Jones.
I came on because I heard the name as I
She's
was.
got this real dumb voice where she's like, "Oh, I'm just like a Southern Belle. I don't even know what's going on." She sucks. She sucks. I say that. Like, I'm all for supporting women, but she's a bitch. She's a total bitch. She needs to go.
I always found it quite interesting. Like she came from the same place that we did, and had just such a weird southern drawl.
Yeah, he's fully like not even like not from here, which is fine if people are like not from a place, but like she's also like a couple 1,000 years old, so it's like an accent that's just fully no longer exists.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, she sucks. She sucks big time.
Alright, let's do a ritual.
Anyway, you got that spell scroll. You guys help yourself to some stuff. I don't know.
Are we going to be welcome back here?
Pardon?
Are we going to be welcome back here? You won't be here anymore.
So probably not.
Yeah,
We
probably.
can-
I imagine like after you leave, the kobolds probably won't want you back because they want to.
I'm just gonna.
You know, this would be like a shrine to one of their deities.
You guys are
But you
showing
can
me
like take
stuff
some
browsing.
doodads.
So
Actually,
that's why we want to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start browsing to see if there's like a cool bow or something that I can.
yeah.
We can't come back, so I'm going to go and look at
No. We'll make sure he looks at the sorcerer. He's like, "Are you right to fix him up?" And he's like, "Yeah." And you hear him. He's like, "Damn." He like gives him a thumbs up. He's like, "Okay, so when you go there, that spell scroll will help you get back to town." God,
I believe this one has died battery wise.
we still got one.
Just so
You see, he like starts to perform this ritual over the course of like 20
Well,
minutes.
I'm just looking through.
Yeah.
As he does, he like gets to the end and he's like cradling the moon lily in and of himself, and he's like, does that, and then drops the moon lily into the cauldron. You see it start to sparkle with this kind of like ethereal energy of the void, and then he just kind of like,
Can I be right back? Sorry. I know this moment is amazing, so I want to just have a prayer ready.
I
I want to have a prayer ready.
Okay.
you get
Yes.
you get a new bow.
Yay.
It is a +2 bow,
Yay.
which means you get +2 to hit and a +2 to damage.
Well done.
On top
Sorry
of
for
my
all the
other
noise.
bonuses.
And it does a D8. It's a longbow.
Mm.
So it'll be 1d8 plus 6 damage.
Y+6.
So +4 for your dex.
Oh,
And then
yes,
it gives
I
you a
guess.
+2 to
Oh,
damage
that's fine.
as well.
I'm gonna have to do-
So it'll be +4 damage. No, plus.
Hey,
Plus
and we swapped over mines. We
Good.
got
Issue
swapping
free.
out. Yeah.
There we go.
Like,
That's what it was really about.
And it will give you a +8 to hit. It will also allow you to cast Misty Step once per day.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah.
What a.
You get a Cloak of Protection.
Ooh.
What this gives you, it gives you a +1 to AC and a +1 to all of your saving throws.
So this becomes 20.
Yeah.
And they all go up by 1.
Whoa.
Just while we'll get that sorted. So you see, like, drop
We were
it.
looking what you guys.
You guys got stuff coming your way, don't worry. So you drop, he drops the flower in, and he's like, "All right, yep, time to go." And he just like kind of leans over the cauldron.
I take the moment to say a prayer. We gather here by twilight and sing here by firelight. A dragon's lich, a kobold's wish, we hide in darkness against those who seek to harm us. The ritual of death begun, so with celebration it is spawned, and I just, with my hammer, just slam this guy's head as hard as I can. Just continuously just trying to bludgeon.
Just super brutal, just like wham, 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 as you kind of like hammer him into the cauldron, as he's just like, and you hear me like, thank you, as he like kind of do that, and he's dead. You see him like kind of like you flip his legs over into the cauldron, and as you see, he like falls, and you see he's like falling into etherealness, and as you do, you see like this kind of like silver figure come and realign with his body, and then you see him like kind of like as he's falling, he like turns.
I was freaked out about him being brained over a cauldron.
Oh no,
I
no.
mean,
Koo is totally enthralled, just like trying to look at the runes, see if they're lighting up or things.
Oh,
like
they,
that. Yeah.
and you see like all of the reliefs like start to move through the different
Find
things.
a guy, and he goes,
So you do
"That's
that.
fine."
As he's like falling, you see him like face away,
I mean,
and then he
they're
kind of
not
like
you.
he stops looking like he's falling, and he starts walking. And he walks, and then there's a little burst of light, and Nox is gone.
Wow.
Very cool.
Pretty dark ritual we just participated in.
You just
It's all good. You brought radiance to the darkness. This is exactly what I was talking about. We can't directly tell you because then it's like interference from the gods. But like,
Yeah, it's a gift.
your radiant damage goes up to a d6
Oh, swell.
as you have fulfilled a mission from your god.
Well,
You Your bracer becomes like more empowered, and you like pick up his big spell book. You get a +2. It becomes like a +2 wand, so that gives you a +2 to your spell save and a +2 to your spell attack.
Oh, crap.
Um, are we just gonna march back to
Um,
town now?
Your mace also becomes +1 for your spell casting.
Oh, sick. Cool. Swell. So that's now.
You guys see there is this burst of like ethereal, kind of semi-divine energy that washes over you. You have a spell scroll, Arcane Gate, that will allow you to get back to town.
So guys,
Or teleportation. It's a teleportation, then that'll ban you straight down there, whatever the requirement is for that.
Yeah.
Don't at me.
after. So you guys stole from a treasure trove of a dragon, but you did it. Did anybody have just greed in their heart? No. Okay. And I just flip open the scroll, and I go. Does anyone know how you open? And as soon as I say open,
It's like a real aggressive thing. It's like, you're like, does anyone know how to... It's just like the worst shockwave of arcane energy comes out, consumes you guys, and then like slams back together, and it's just like all the kobolds see is like a little piece of like burnt ash just like floating. Yeah. You guys like explode back into town.
As we rematerialize, I'm like,
Everyone give me a con saving throw. As you
cool.
materialize.
Basically look over and whistle as we land and go, I really would prefer you not to use the O word every
Four.
notice that I don't like that word. You know, I lost my boat.
Plus
I lost my
Constitution
boat.
saving.
Your boat was picking
3,
back up.
14.
14. You got
19. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like your boat.
Fine.
5. You two start immediately throwing up. It's just like you guys land both. You like immediately just like on your knees, just. Oh my god!
No, it's not done yet.
Apologize. I guess that kind of
Never
opened
again.
your
Stop
mouth. Just-
I look up at you to say stop saying it, and then just vomit all over you.
Oh shit. That's a lot.
You hear you go and just be like, that wasn't very chill at all. Right over your new shoes. That's not on.
A fleeting thought passed through Sunny's brain. Brain her? Brain her? Like she's in there?
Yeah. Just be like, got a taste for it. Got a fucking taste for it.
Just like,
You guys, if you need, you have all experienced a long rest.
okay, no. You went into that with that.
That's cool. If you've already gone into it, I don't know if you guys have burnt any spell slots or anything, but you are all refreshed
you did
and
the-
renewed.
Oh man, Misty
Oh, yeah.
But you're fine now.
Beautiful. You guys see that there is a bit of an air of dread hanging over the city. The streets are emptier than they normally would be. You see that you've rematerialized in the town square where there should be the cauldron and the sun sword. Both of them are missing.
Hey guys, you know how that didn't work last time? We just come in and say, we've found it, we're here for the captain and see if it works this
Who
time.
is the cap? When did this joke start? Ah, okay, yeah.
And then you gave him a boat, and then he was the captain
Yeah,
of the
then I was the
boat.
Okay, I am the captain.
No, I'm back. Yeah.
Cool.
That's how all of this happened.
Yes, we just say that we've come from the captain.
Hey, look. It worked last time.
Realistically, she's right. Like it did work.
It-
Well, it did stop us from making a big mistake.
Oh, we're going for Operation. Just we did it, and we're here to help.
How
Quite a long title for an operation.
they're gonna
We maybe should have this discussion before we came back.
I'll be honest, I didn't mean to do that.
You guys can still hear like your teleportation thing like thundering around. There's a-
I mean, I'm glad you brought us with you because
Me too, to be honest.
I did not expect that when you opened it, to be completely honest.
Teams of 4.
Could have been any four. You could have been Cobalt from you.
You guys could have been stuck with Bevan. That was
No, we're leaving Bevan. Thank you very much.
They're going to ask to see the flower.
Oh, and that's going to surprise them with a little bit of luck.
I really am
Do we
slightly
make sure I'm
concerned
on-
about this bloodlust. Are you feeling
It's
okay?
not so much bloodlust as like, hey, that's a bad person, and they arrested me in the past, so this is just desserts.
They arrested you for being an accomplice to getting people mugged.
Yes, but they're dead, so what do they get to say about me being an accomplice
I
to
really
crime?
don't know how I feel about this new.
Moral of the story is, I'm trying to help. We're here. We've come back. We don't really have as much time as we're using, to be fair. Anybody got a plan? Anybody got like a detect item? Or, like,
There was only one moon lily. It's not like other people could have.
Other people like could have. They're just
Yeah.
exceedingly rare.
Okay. Okay.
does anyone?
Before we go in with a plan, and they're like, "We've got one too." And you're like, "Oh, hang on."
Can anyone detect where the sun sword is? Does that give up like a radiant energy?
No, I didn't take Detect Object because I didn't think we'd need to.
But anyone?
That would be like the perfect spell.
do
That'd
it.
be a really good way to segue into the next thing.
You go back into
I'll say, give me an Arcana check and give me a religion check. We'll see.
Go visit
No,
the open down.
12. 12.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Yay!
You can smell the fucking like necromantic and radiant energy just hanging low in the air, and it's like, I'll say you like come under the effects of like detect magic and fucking locate object. It's just like you like.
But I do have Detect Magic.
Yeah, that worked. So it's like your runes spin around on your bracer, and you like cast something that you're like not fully sure, and you're just like, that way.
And I
I
just,
just
I
think
just
that
walk.
Do you tell us it's that way, or do you just start?
I point and I just start walking while
Yeah.
pointing.
That's quite
Do we
heroic.
know if the Lord is involved with the situation or the guard? You were in the guard platoon. And
I'm 30
yeah,
feet
he's
away by
walking.
now.
He walks off now. I'm asking you if you know anything of,
How likely are you to stab us in the back?
because if we're sending
Well, no,
someone
she
in,
was-
it is a town guard would be a much better option than a fucking.
Oh, okay. No, I agree with you. Yeah. You're our friend. Great. Just...
This is for the only time being a town guard is useful
Sweet. So,
because I'm less likely to be.
to be fair, we can have a 20-minute chat. He's got such. He's so
We're
funny.
watching him walk into the air. We've still got 10 minutes. It's fine. We'll catch up.
Like as a town guard, did you hear anything or know anything? Do we know if Elias is involved in this? Do we need to
I
know?
very, very, very much beyond my pay grade. I don't know a whole lot about any of that went on. I did try to just keep out of trouble. I mean, I could go on around and ask some questions, I guess, but
Give me a history check with advantage because you're a town guard, and you would have like done work specifically with the council.
6 or
advantage.
5.
With what?
Not a particular.
Like history or insight.
So
History is +3.
Oh, 9.
So,
9,
Yeah.
huge. I'll say
Can I give it a health action?
Sure,
They've already had it.
So,
you can actually. You're from the town as well. You can give me. I'll say just a straight history check because you wouldn't have been that involved with that already.
14.
Cool. You know.
Based on the information you give me, I'm like, oh, I
Based on
remember
your
that
time
time.
on the
You know.
That time I was getting beat up for being an accomplice. They keep talking specifically about.
I was going to say you more know that this ceremony is like fairly religious in its elements, and that in particular Crancy spends a bit of time near the Maelstrom Temple, which is also happens to be where like the graveyard and stuff is.
Is that where I'm walking?
Yep.
Alright. I think we need to go and talk to your friend at the.
Father Roku.
Yeah.
Just take a slight detour to Father Roku.
I think so.
Sure. Like you're heading to the Maelstrom Temple anyway.
Which I was going to say,
Oh,
is
is
that where
it
he is?
Thormorton? Is that the same?
The Storm Wardens are the people. The Maelstrom Temple
Is
is
where
the
you-
name of the building.
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
I'm happy to do
I
that.
think
Like
that's where
that.
we
Chase after
Oh,
our friend and
Side
tell him
running.
to
I mean, you know this, but he doesn't wear
Oh, that's very important. It's quite jarring.
Okay.
Like just
Like, you
full
know
open
this.
Go in and look up.
Except if he starts going up the stairs.
You don't.
Look down.
Look
You're
down.
telling this while you're catching up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still oblivious. Yeah.
So it's the same as he always was.
Yeah, Roku's, yeah, just a reminder, dicks in the wind.
Good reminder because I had completely forgotten. So
If you
Let's
don't-
go.
Cool, yeah, we are
Alright.
on fire.
and let's not tell our mate.
He walked
Um, you get there. You've been walking like a little bit ahead of them, so you're the first person to get there. You see that the front door is ajar already. What do you want to do?
Walk straight in. Hello.
I get to the door.
Mm-hmm.
I look back. How far behind me are they?
They're like 75 feet.
I'll wait for them to catch up, but I'll make it like standing there, cross my arms, to my feet.
You guys see this huffy gnome.
I slow
standing
down.
I was going to say I'm not going to go.
Slow down.
I see her slow down. I
If she slows down, I kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing the strut.
I look over at you and I'm like, yeah, alright. Get back to the door.
Hey, you guys get a slow strut in.
I step to the side, so like you've got the door that's closed and the door that's ajar. I step to the side in front of the door that's closed,
Mhm.
but kick the door that's ajar open
Cool.
with the back of my foot and just like stand, and so they see through the door and I'm hidden behind the door.
What you guys see, you see
Yeah.
floating
Mm-hmm.
in the air, like on their back, kind of like this, in like a slow rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Roku.
Alright.
He's floating there. He doesn't look dead, just from a quick glance, but he is very much incapacitated. He is also still wearing a robe, and being on his back, you can just like see everything as he goes past. Like both legs, just wrong.
Okay, try the.
Oh no, he never ties that bad boy. No, God no. So he's like rotating around.
Okay.
Very much.
And we can't see anybody else.
Not from outside the door.
Okay.
Just copping an eye full of Roku. Yeah.
I see their expression and I just kind of like look around the side. How far off the ground is he?
I'd be somewhere in between like 5 to 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like pointing at you and at.
Yeah, you're like looking after. These guys are like fucking eye level with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're having a bad time.
It was letting me have the bad.
Cool. Alright.
So I kind of dub my head back and look at them.
Yeah, what can you say?
But yeah, do I see anything in the
Different
room?
from-
You're close.
In the room,
Yeah, you're close.
give me a perception check.
Or 14.
14 on a perception check.
Yeah.
You see, you're looking back out towards them. You see that there is fresh turned earth in the graveyard. Specifically, fresh turned earth. Not in the way that it's been like packed down. It looks like it's been like lurched up and churned over. You can hear someone whistling inside the hall as it begins to rain.
Good. Alright, so we.
Continuing with the ominous strut, or are we just kind of doing something a little different? Just,
Good goes
Yeah,
on,
have
I
you
know the
stopped when
theory,
you seen
so-
Roku sitting there, or?
does he look dead?
He said no.
Incapacitated.
Incapacitated.
I'm gonna rush towards the door.
I'm
Is it
gonna.
like SWAT mode with the sword?
No, I'm not
or-
rushing.
No, like just move. We were dawdling.
Yeah.
We were dawdling our asses off. I've like picked up the pace.
Put on
You hear
serious mode.
there are more people whistling now. It sounds like a few people have joined in.
It's creepy as fuck. Do we catch up to
Yep.
before anything
You guys
happens?
are at the door. What do you want to do?
Who's going in first?
I can sneak in and have a look, see if something happens.
I don't think sneaking's going to help. It's an open room. I just walk in.
I'm
Of
gonna
course he does.
unsheath my sword, and I'm going to. So if you've walked in, and
Is it a dark
I'm
room?
gonna cast
It's relatively like well,
Vigilance
there's like
Blessing on,
candles,
which means you'll
and
get
stuff.
an
Advantage.
advantage on your initiative roll.
And as she walks, I'm gonna touch the sword and cast light on the sword.
Cool. So you've got a
Cool.
bright sword.
right,
You can see?
you're walking one way, and I'm walking.
This is like a fairly big like central hall
Okay.
that you can see. And as you walk in, because you've like kicked the door open, they're very aware that you're there. You see, you know, this happens about every 100 years or so that someone stumbles across some information that isn't really that pertinent to them, and then they foolishly feel the need to try and do something about it. Every so often, some people stumble across some information that isn't really pertinent to them, and then they very wisely decide to just do nothing. Which category do you fall into?
Do I see where the voice is coming from?
It's coming. You would know this area. It's coming from like just outside, like down the other end of the hall,
Yeah.
where Roku is normally meditating.
Yeah.
Like
The
outside
chair
of the
that's
dark
not
room.
a chair.
Yeah.
Which category would you like us to be?
Well, I would hope that it's the kind that can keep a secret, but given the damage you've already caused, well, that just doesn't sit right with me letting you all scamper away.
Out of curiosity.
What is it
that
that we're meant to
going
know?
Yeah. What Sia said. What is it we're meant to know? Maybe you like.
Oh, come on, you're not as stupid as you look.
I'm notoriously really good at not knowing what I'm supposed to not know.
Actually, yeah, that's fair. I can't believe you didn't know you were sending all those people to be mugged. I may have overestimated the heroes that have been sent to defeat me.
So
How
yeah.
far to the end? At what range?
So about 200 feet.
And the whistling, like pinpoint where
It's coming off from 2 alcoves off to either side.
Mm.
Do I know how big those alcoves are?
They're like, not very big. They'd be about the size of like this room that we're in now. So maybe like 20 feet by 10 feet.
Okay.
Alcoves, roughly.
And how many whistles do I hear?
You can hear 2 coming from each.
2 coming from each.
Okay.
So I'm off in the right hand corner, like as they've been standing in the doorway.
We all fall down.
So I look
They
at
all go quiet.
I look at them. And it's like,
Oh no.
are we
Do
web? And I cast web on one of the alcoves,
Ooh,
20-foot cube.
very good.
So that
About halfway down. What's the range on web?
web is at 60 feet. So
6 feet. Cool. I'd say you'd have to like walk in a fair bit.
okay, I would have been walking as much as I can.
Yep.
But it would have been as soon as I hear them, I'll cast web.
Yeah. You hear them go, we all fall down, and then just
Yeah. So as soon as I
nothing.
go,
Like,
okay.
"Whoop, fuck." Do that. Yep.
So web 20-foot cube,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's a room like this, then the entire space is enclosed in web, and it will stay there until I dismiss it.
Or go burned away or torn away.
Correct.
Yep.
Each creature starting their turn in the web enters must make a dexterity saving throw.
Mhm.
On a fail throw, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs or breaks free. The creature restrained in the webs can use its action to make a strength against the DC. If it succeeds, it's no longer restrained. Webs are found vulnerable,
Yep.
but it has to take. It deals 2d4 damage to any creature starting their turn.
Does it?
So if they are lit alight,
Yep.
they're flammable, but they don't burn away straight away. So
Yeah.
basically, they're becoming tangled webs of fire.
Oh, fuego. Nope. As you do that, she goes, "Oh, jumping underway already. I like a man who knows how to take charge." I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Roll with advantage. Woohoo.
Where did the eraser go? The one eraser. There we go.
14.
Uh,
Yeah, 14.
11.
How you saying?
17.
I gotta make some rolls or something.
Did you roll a 14 after 2 rolls?
Well, you guys know I rolled another nat
roll.
20.
Fuck you.
No, it's good. It's good to do it now. Good.
Yeah, apparently 13 is the most.
Yeah.
Roll number.
What do we face? What are we
I'm starting
fighting?
to whistle. Everyone else has gone quiet, and I've started whistling. It's you from before.
It's like going to your
Yeah,
head.
it's
You're
like
like,
in my head. And I would actually do it if I could whistle, but that's not in my skill set.
Cool. Did anyone get over a 20? Did anyone get between 20 and 15?
Yes.
What,
17.
17.
we both got 14. I would go first.
Yeah.
Knows the rules.
11.
0.
It's not -1 anymore.
No, that's
Just the weirdest dump stuff.
So good.
So perplexing.
It's so good.
Oh, my charisma is still dump. -1.
My dump stat is intelligence.
my
Yeah.
strength is -2.
We are going to take a quick 2-minute break
Yeah.
while I set up everything, and then we're going to come back, get ready for the final battle.
Yeah.